Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Kobold Chats. My name is Kendrick or Kendo, whichever you prefer, and it's the end of our week, somewhere in the middle of our day, and I get to hang out with all of you doing one of my favorite things, talking about Kobold Press. Kendo, whoa. You all are already talking in the chats. Hold on, give me a second. I gotta catch up. Working hard to build up a strong stream. Yeah, you gotta make sure we come out strong with this one because we have another Valiant 6 member to reveal to all of you. And as you all have already been talking about, yes, we're talking about Brandon Blackrose, the new Vanguard, which is one of the new classes that came in Player's Guide 2. And I'm very excited to really dig. I'm quiet. Okay. I did turn down my mic earlier. Maybe that's it. Let's turn this back up. Is that better? Hey, that should be better. Let me know if it's too loud also. But yes, it is time for us to talk about the Vanguard. I've been waiting to get my hands on the Vanguard because I'm a big Warlord fan from 4th edition, having the ability to be both the martial class but also someone who's like a bit more tactical, someone who's helping move my my other party members around the board, getting some healing in there, getting some it's a fun kind of way to play the game, and I think also helps at least keep me a little bit more engaged in combat when I get to think about the game like that. So I'm really excited to check out the Vanguard with all of you today. Hey, Misha, hello, welcome to the stream. But before we get to that, we got some other stuff we got to talk about. So let's head on over to this. Hey, Jiro. Gosh, dang it, I keep forgetting I changed my hotkeys. I got to keep checking on that. But hey, here we are. Jiro, thank you so much for your help. The healing is funny. You get to shout at them to keep it together. No, exactly. Just like, we'll get there. But first up, we got to talk about one of our new releases that came out this past Monday. I'm pretty sure, Mossback Raiders. Now, this is a Northlands tie-in adventure for 4th level characters. Let's take a look at that art. And boom, you get to see that Nordic warrior is striking our axe into what I can only imagine is something terrible from the depths of some cairn or some, or maybe it's someone's dad. You can never tell with skeletons. It might be someone's dad. It could be. Even if it was a terrible, horrible thing that came from the deep insides of a cairn. Your big question for the Vanguard: how do you play a Vanguard when you are not the party leader? Ooh. That's interesting. I think what they mean by that is, like, if you aren't, like, the tactician for the group, right? If you aren't that person for your group, how do you play the Vanguard in that way? And I think that's a fun conversation to have. But we'll have that when we're talking about the Vanguard. Right now, we're talking about Mossback Raiders. So you can get this PDF at $7.99. Let's read what it's about. The Skald shall sing of triumph. In the distant Northlands, evil has fallen upon Ghostwood Vale, with the Jarl's best. Oh, I see. With the Jarl and best warriors away, raiders are looting and burning the countryside. The valefolk need heroes, and you'll require all your wits and a strong axe to uncover the mystery behind the Mossback Raiders. This adventure is a 19-page 4th level adventure for D&D 2024 and Tales of the Valiant. An encounter with a trollkin warlord and kobold ice wizards, break an ancient curse, and celebrate a victory worthy of rousing songs. I don't know why I can't read today. Don't know what that's about. Tell us, hero, can you send the Mossback Raiders running? Just a real classic, hey. You're going about the place. There's a village that needs some help. Why do they need some help? Because there's some raiders. There's some warlord, some kobold ice wizards causing some havoc, and maybe for a reason. All that for $7.99. What a bargain! That's an adventure that might last you a couple of sessions, right? That's a few weeks worth of fun right there. And you can use it over and over and over again. There's a map here for the keep. This is nice. And of course, yeah, you've got your Kobold Ice Wizard. Love the art for this. As always, I always love the art. Duh. But you can go get that over in the Kobold Press store right now. If you are already on YouTube, guess what? You can find it in the description, but I'm going to post the link anyway. So you just have a real easy way to get there. I'm going to get some water because my throat's being weird. There we go. Nice. Okay, so after that, we've got another thing that we've got to talk about. And what's that? We have a little bundle going on where you can get the player's guide to and the character journal. If you all, hold on, let me see if I can pull up the character journal in here because it's not on this page. Character journal. It's more lore for the Northlands, and we always love lore. So true. So this is the character journal. It's a softcover book. It's about 32 pages. It's about journal size. So like think about like yay big. This was a part of the Player's Guide to Kickstarter, if you don't remember. But hey, now you can just go and get it yourself. And it's got pages inside of it for you to keep all of your like spells and player notes, keeping track of like downtime events, keeping a track of all your like mounts and familiars, and also just like a little notebook for you to use to keep track of everything you're doing in your game. And so you can get both this soft cover of the player's of the character journal, as well as a hardcover copy of Tales of the Valiant Player's Guide 2, all for $59.99. And that's about as much as you would normally get for, let's say, one D&D book, one D&D hardcover. Would be about this cost, but now you get this and a character journal. This could be, you got a new player that you're inviting into like the table, and it's going to be their first time playing, and you want to give them some cool options, but also keep like a little physical artifact in a journal that they get to keep all their notes in, and they get to look back later, and it's just so good. So I just want you all to know this is going to be up. I don't know how long this bundle is going to be around, but it will be around for at least right now. And so this is the perfect chance to go get it. Of course, here's the link as always. Pass it around. Maybe get it for yourself. Whatever it is. However you want to do it. But I just thought that was cool and wanted to let you all know that it was happening. Yeah. Now, before we get into talking about the Player's Guide 2 and Brandon Blackrose, we have another little update. D&D Beyond announced just this week that over the course of the next few weeks, they are going to be updating some of the supplements that are already housed on D&D Beyond to go from D&D 2014 to be applicable and usable for D&D 2024 on their platform. And wouldn't you happen to know it, we've got some good stuff on D&D Beyond in the case of the Book of Ebb and Tides. So you can see right here that once this all gets updated, I think it might already be updated. If you're using D&D Beyond 2024 rules, you will now have access to the Shadow Nar Barbarian, the College of Shadow Bard, the Keeper Domain Cleric, the Shadow Domain Cleric, the Circle of Shadows Druid, Way of the Prophet Monk, Umbral Binder Rogue, Light Weaver Sorcerer, a Mother of Sorrows Warlock, and a Shadow Arcane Tradition for Wizard. And hey, let me make sure there isn't more than that, because I think it's just... Yes, okay, cool. It was just Book of Ebb and Tides. Oh yeah, because that's all we got up there, other than the Tome of Beast 1. Go and use it. The Tome of Beast monster book doesn't need to be updated because it can just be used for D&D 2024. This was specifically for character options that were on D&D Beyond, so that is what is getting updated. So that it can be used for that. Just a quick little thing. And of course, there are a bunch of other D&D Beyond partners that are also getting this update, like the Humblewood campaign setting and Grim Hollow. So go check it out. There's a link in the YouTube. Lots of shadows. Well, Book of Ebb and Tide is our Shadow Fae book. So yeah, we had a lot of shadow stuff in there. go check that out. There's a link in the description on YouTube, so you can go see D&D Beyond's update on their blog, so you can figure out, hey, what am I going to have access to? And there's some more stuff about their virtual tabletop as well. So go check that out. Now, this is actually super awesome news. Have classes they're bummed that, yes. So now you can use it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right. Now. We have to talk about Brandon Blackrose. This is the newest member. That's the wrong button. There we go. This is the newest member of the Valiant 6. The Wizards Code make the update for the KP's conversion for 2024. This was D&D Beyond. They are the ones updating everything. Kobold Press and the other D&D Beyond partners, as far as I understand, did not have a hand in doing this conversion. That will be the D&D Beyond team. And I think it says that in that change log. Hold on, I'm just going to link it really quick to make it real easy for you. I think it mentions that in there, but yes, this is the D&D Beyond team that is doing that update. Okay, so Brandon Blackrose, he's a human. His heritage is the conflicted heritage, which means that he comes from like a culture and a home life where there were a bunch of factions or like different powers and interests competing against each other. Maybe he lived in a place that was like beset by war or had like a bunch of factions. I guess we'll find out. Excuse me. But his background is rebel. So that makes me think that yes, maybe he was a part of this war, and maybe it was a war-torn place more than like, yes, I live in a big city with a lot of factions and stuff. We'll find out. So, he is a human, human Vanguard. Does it say what his subclass is? Huh. I feel like, did the other one say? Oh, this one was originally subclass, but now it's their lineage. Understandable. Well, now I don't know what subclass what his subclass he is. It might say in here. We'll find out. House Blackrose had always served as a loyal vassal. Mark said it was Marshall. Okay, cool. Thank you for that. So we know we will be checking out the Marshall subclass. House Blackrose has always served as a loyal vassal to the king. Lord Blackrose and a daughter of House Brightflame were wed as a political arrangement between the two baronies, and Brannon was their first child. When the king died heirless, the nobility fell to armed conflict to decide a successor. Brannon was still a young boy, and despite the arranged nature of their marriage, his parents cared for one another and conducted joint military campaigns to ensure a righteous leader claim the throne and end the bloodshed and destruction. Too young to fight, Brannon accompanied his mother in the field, studying the arts of war and statescrafts firsthand. As Brannon neared adulthood, the kingdom was a scarred and ruined land, and still no one gained the upper hand and established a new dynasty. House Blackrose sought to end the fighting by proposing a marriage between Brannon and another powerful house, Scarlet Song, to shore up alliances. However, Brannon's uncle, his mother's brother, plotted against this betrothal, hoping to secure his own wedding alliance to House Scarlet Song. Assassins were sent to kill Brannon and his parents to bring down the Blackrose family. Fortunately for Brannon, servants loyal to his mother got word of her brother's scheme. She and Brannon slipped away from the assassins, but Brannon's father fell to a poisoned blade. With the alliance in disarray and fearing for their lives, Brannon and his mother fled the tatters of the kingdom and went into secret exile in a neighboring nation. While his mother used her spycraft skills to establish a network of eyes and ears back home, Brannon set out to hone his skills as a leader and master tactician. He travels the world seeking allies who will join him when the time comes to reclaim his birthright and avenge his father's death. Along the way, he works to perfect his skills on the battlefield, coordinating with able warriors throughout inspiration and sound action. Brandon is becoming a legend in Warcraft. He'll need every bit of knowledge and experience to take down his treacherous uncle and bring peace to his home. His background sounds like a Game of Thrones. Yeah, right. This is Brandon, here to fight his treacherous uncle and take back his birthright. I guess that's a rebel in some way. But my question is, what if his uncle's better? What if his uncle's just a good ruler, man? What if you would have been bad? You say you were good, but would you have actually been? I need to hear the uncle's side. You know, the guy who sent assassins to kill his brother. Or wait, no, it's his mother's brother. So he killed his brother-in-law. Okay, Brandon. So you are a conflicted rebel martial vanguard. Let's see what any of that actually means in practice by taking a look at the player's guide too. So we're going to take a quick look at the Vanguard. Where's the Vanguard? Pretty further down. There we go. I'm interested in what the rebel background actually is, because I actually haven't really looked at the new backgrounds yet. So I do want to take a look at this actually. You were driven to change the world around you, to fight for your beliefs and values. You might have worked to bring others to your cause with persuasive words and stirring imagery, or you might have looked for opportunities to create change from the shadows with targeted strikes on the status quo. You might have been known for your beliefs and desires, your name becoming synonymous with your cause. You might have been a small part of a larger movement, or you might have taken individual action without caring for who followed in your footsteps. Whether you were part of a successful revolution or failed to achieve the change you sought, you put your principles first and were willing to act in defense of your beliefs, regardless of the consequences. You get to choose two skill proficiencies. You get history, insight, performance, or persuasion. You gain additional proficiencies with either artist tools or alchemist tools. Those are two interesting choices. I guess if you're making poisons, alchemist tools. And provisioner's tools, a musical instrument of your choice or one language of your choice. Now, of those tools, obviously, you can choose Thieves' Cant. Of those options for languages, you can choose Thieves' Cant. Which makes sense, you know. You're part of a rebellion. You're doing a lot of covert communication. Vanguard's a top class choice. Yeah, I agree. And that's that. So, of course, for talent, you can choose Brave, Comrade, or Hard to Kill. In adventuring motivations, adventuring's helped me raise funds for my next act of revolution. I'm ready to lead a new revolution. Adventuring helps me find those in need of my skills. I love being part of a group while seeking something truly important. Adventure is right up my alley. I need more power to help the revolution achieve its goals. Adventuring can help me get there. I use adventuring to funnel resources to the revolution I leave behind. I've become disillusioned with daily struggle. Adventuring helps me remember why I fight and who I fight for. The revolution I was a part of failed. Adventuring keeps me safe from the aftermath. Or the revolution I was a part of succeeded and I missed the adrenaline rush. Adventuring presents a new challenge. Provisioner's tools to be the party cook. The tools, yeah, no, agreed. The provisioner's tool, getting the provisioner's tools as like a rebel, being like, yeah, I used to be out there helping people. I used to be feeding people, either my allies or just the people that were like left in like war torn places and things of that nature. It's solid. I get the feeling the lead in the anime, the most notorious talker, runs the greatest clan, is basically a Vanguard. I don't think I know that one. Played a playtest of the Vanguard, but haven't had a chance to play the full published version. Oh, yes. Okay, so let's go back up and talk about the Vanguard. That's the witch. That's the warlock. Vanguard. There's Brannon. There's Brannon Blackrose. Okay. Oh boy, this is going to be a beefy one. I can already feel it. Oh gosh. Okay, gang. I'm going to have to let me drink my water because I'm going to need it. Okay, we ready? Let's do this. Vanguards are born to command. They possess a keen sense of strategy and tactics and an uncanny knack for quickly ascertaining the best course of action while blades whirl around them. Vanguards are consummate leaders and highly trained, disciplined warriors. They have tactical minds and add inspiring presences on the battlefield. Warriors are often drawn to follow a vanguard, relying on their grasp of advanced formations and battlefield tactics to help defeat their adversaries. Vanguard is a martial class that can hold its own in combat, but it shines brightest when paired with other warrior classes. Your class features give you precise control of the battlefield, allowing you to reposition creatures, maximize the potential of your allies, and shield vulnerable party members. Playing this class will yield great reward for tactical-minded players eager to delve into the complexities of combat and take full advantage of the synergy that comes from working as a team. Can't be more talking work than having to read through the Pugilist, though. Oh gosh, is the Pugilist really that wordy? As you can see, the Vanguard, martial class, no spell casting, so things are relatively straightforward, but you do get stratagems, which I guess we're going to find out what that is, but my assumption is that these are going to be specific tactics that you can use that will change up the battlefield in interesting ways. A little quick build here for building a Vanguard is prioritizing charisma, followed by strength and constitution. So the strength and constitution keeps you, able to do stuff on the battlefield, but your charisma is going to be what is going to be helping influence the other people on the field. And so I love that you've got this melee warrior that's going to be out there in combat, maybe front lines, maybe some more mid lines, wherever it is. They also need to be charismatic in order to help bolster the people around them. How's it going, Darklight? We are looking through the Vanguard. Excuse me. Now, Vanguards are exceptional warriors and diplomats capable of navigating combat and social encounters with equal aplomb. With hardy hit points and a myriad of defensive capabilities, they unquestionably belong at the heart of battlefield, a quality well suited to the adventuring life. While Vanguards might lack the skills of an explorer, they have a wide variety of features to shield allies from harm, and few classes are better at transforming a bad situation into a strategic advantage. You received your books? Let's go! I'm so excited for you. Now you get to have it in your hands. Have that tactile experience. Now, as it already said, the Vanguards are beefy. They get a D12 hit die, which puts them on par with the Barbarian, I think is the only other D12 one. Or no, Paladins also. So we are looking at tanky here. All right. It's going to be 12 plus your con modifier for your first level, and it goes up 7 on average 7 plus your con modifier every single level. You have proficiency in all armor and shields, just like a fighter. And then you have weapons, simple and martial, again, just like a fighter. Paladins D10, so just barbarian. Okay, cool. So this puts you on par with the barbarian. No, Paladins, D10, Barbarian. Okay, cool. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for immediately coming to correct me. I genuinely appreciate it. The saves that you are proficient with are Constitution and Charisma. Again, that Charisma is going to be important because that is how you're going to be interacting with people. But hey, guess what? We'll get there soon. You get to choose 2 skills between animal handling, athletics, history, insight, intimidation, medicine, and persuasion. And your starting equipment, you're choosing between a set of armor. So you either get chainmail, which means you're probably going to be a tankier, like frontline person, or you can choose a leather armor, longbow, and 20 arrows. Meaning you plan on being on the back and giving out strategies and firing from afar, which I wouldn't blame you if that's the vibe. Now, next you get to choose a martial weapon and a shield, or 2 martial weapons, and then you get to choose either 5 javelins or any melee weapon. Then finally, you're choosing between 2 packs, either the Diplomat's pack or the Explorer's pack. Now, what's this little player? I love the player advice. I love it when it gives me an idea of, hey, you want to play this? Here's some stuff you got to keep in mind. So let's keep some stuff in mind. First and foremost, keep in mind that War Banner, and that's going to be the big, hey, that's this one right here. This one, we're going to get to that because that's the big thing. That's like the big thing about the Vanguard is the banner. Vanguards are natural leaders whose very presence inspires greatness in those around them. The inspiration can take many forms, but it is tied to the values that drive a Vanguard to fight, and by extension, to lead. Can it use for its charisma for attack and damage mod? We're going to find out. I don't think so, but we're going to find out. Choose the quality that best represents your leadership with one of the following. So immediately you're making a decision about what are the values of your character, which helps prompt role play, right? This is a mechanical class decision that does have a fictional effect, right? So there's something interesting about that kind of tie with mechanics. An authority, a friendly creature that starts its turn within 5 feet of you is inspired by your authority. Until the end of its turn, each time that creature hits with a weapon attack, the weapon deals extra damage of the weapon's type equal to your proficiency modifier. So you're going to be dealing a little bit so at level 1, right? Someone within 5 feet of you, they're inspired by your authority. And then they can either, from next to you fire like a ranged weapon, or they can move closer and attack. As long as it's within that turn, they're going to deal, bare minimum, 2 extra damage. Creatures can benefit from this feature only while you are conscious, and you also gain proficiency with the intimidation skill. If you're already proficient with it, WPB. The other option you have here is community. A friendly creature that ends its turn within 5 feet of you gains a bonus equal to your proficiency bonus on the first save it makes before the start of its next turn. If a creature must make a save at the end of its turn from an ongoing effect, it can gain this bonus on that save if it ends its turn within 5 feet of you. Creatures can benefit from this feature only while you are conscious. You also gain proficiency in the persuasion skill, and if you are already proficient, double it. So your choices here are basically an authority one, right? You are someone who's pure belief in one's authority and the power of authority inspires people because they know, hey, you are the person I need to listen to. You are going to lead me through this scenario, and if I trust in you, I am going to make it through. So what happens? Boom, they start their turn next to you, they go out, they attack, they're getting some extra damage because you have inspired them. Or you go the community route. People are inspired by your belief in each other's abilities and how that teamwork together, not necessarily your authority over someone, is going to help push them to become a little bit better, especially when it comes to inspiring them to save against adverse effects. And in some cases, they will even run to you so that they can be healed because that's how much they have trust in you. Combine that with Paladin's Aura, and you got something spicy there. Spicy. Okay. Sorry. This is the big War Banner move. When circumstances turn dire, you can conjure a mystical banner that enhances nearby allies or hinders encroaching enemies. You decide the exact appearance of the banner, but typically it resembles a battle standard emblazoned with your coat of arms or a similar symbol that represents you in battle. You start with 2 banner effects, Banner of Mercy and Black Flag. You gain a new effect at 6th level, and some Vanguard subclasses grant additional effects. Unless stated otherwise, creatures must be within 15 feet of the banner and be able to see the banner to be able to be affected by it. So, people have to be somewhat nearby it. They have to be able to see it, but you are going to... it says next. A few of the stratagems add... Okay, there you go. Thanks for answering that. As an action, while engaged in encounter gameplay, you can plant a war banner. So it says while in initiative order. You can plant a war banner in an unoccupied space within 5 feet of you, choosing which banner effect you create when you do so. Once placed, the banner remains active for 1 minute, and while active, the banner can't be moved from its space, physically interacted with, or damaged by any means. Creatures can freely move through the banner space without impediment, and the banner can't be targeted by spells or effects, and it doesn't count as any kind of item for the purposes of targeting. The banner disappears in any of its active effects and early if you become incapacitated. Use an action to place a new banner, move more than 100... what? Oh, it disappears if it disappears as well as any of its active effects. If you become incapacitated, you use an action to place a new banner, you move more than 120 feet away from the banner, or you choose to end the effect. No action required. You can use your War Banner feature to create a banner a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, regaining all expended uses when you finish a long rest. And you can't have more than 1 banner active at any one time. If you create a second banner while the first is still active, the first banner disappears. So, boom, planting a banner next to within 5 feet of you, and then you get some options here. I'm super interested if there is ever... Because in the back of my head, I've been wondering, and I guess we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Because in my mind, I've had an idea for a subclass for the Vanguard, for placing it at range. Because I'm a big League of Legends. I'm thinking of Jarvan the Fourth. I'm thinking of his banner, and then being able to use it to move you around the battlefield. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if it naturally can eventually be placed at range, because if not, that gives me a very solid, easy feature to have. But we'll see. Okay, War Banner, Banner of Mercy. You create a banner that shields your allies from harm. When you create this banner, it appears within a number of... It appears with a... Oh, okay, sorry, I was reading the thing. It appears with a number of hit points equals to 10 times your Vanguard level. So at level 1... Hey, guess what? This is 10. When you or a friendly creature you can see within the banner's range takes damage, you can cause the banner to take any amount of that damage instead of the target. And you can't use the banner to take more damage than its current hit points. The banner can be used to reduce only damage from the from attacks that specifically target a creature, not area of effects or spells, such as fireballs. If the banner is reduced to 0 hit points and it is destroyed, and its effects immediately end. Black Banner. You create a banner that spurs your allies to give no quarter. When you or a friendly creature miss with an attack made against a creature you can see within the banner's range, the attacker can choose to re-roll the attack, and this feature can only be used to re-roll attacks made during the attacker's turn, and it can't be used more than once on the same turn. Yes. Okay. Black Flag just makes it easier for your people to hit. So you're in the mid lines. You're placing that flag people are being affected. So I'm going to go back to this as well. So when you place it, it's 15 feet around you that people are affected by whatever. 15 feet away from the banner, I should say, are affected by it. 15 feet isn't the worst. Okay. At 6th level, you get another one, which is Lucky Colors. You gain this option level 6. When you create a banner, it appears with a number of luck equal to your charisma modifier. Each time a friendly creature within the banner's range gains luck, the banner gains the same amount of luck, adding to its current total. The banner has no limit to the amount of luck it can have at one time, and if you choose to allow it, a friendly creature within the banner's range can spend luck from the banner to modify a roll as if that creature had that luck, which reduces the banner's total amount. A creature can use any combination of luck it has accumulated normally and luck from the banner to modify a roll, but it can't spend more than 5 luck to modify the same roll. You must follow all the other normal rules and restrictions when spending luck from this banner. Oh boy. Oh my goodness. Oh wait, is the authority... I think authority is just proficiency bonus, but it might eventually get to... Oh, it's third. Okay, sorry. I see. I also was reading and not reading how it should have been. I understand. I really like all of these banner options because there's a great amount of utility here, right? You get the one that can take some damage for people, right? You get the one that helps them hit better. And then you also get the one that lets them use luck points, which could be for hitting, could be for saving, could be for using just like regular checks. It's super useful. Incredibly useful. And then having it like with your charisma modifier. So, hey, you want Lucky Colors to help you? Have your charisma modifier. It helps. Have it be high. Okay, so next up we have, at 2nd level, we've got these stratagems. Your leadership and strategic knowledge allows you and your allies to perform martial tactics called stratagems that can turn the tide of battle in your favor. When you gain this feature at 2nd level, you learn 2 stratagems of your choice. The stratagem options are detailed at the end of the Vanguard class, so on and so forth. At certain levels, you are going to get some other ones. These are tactics that you can use. In addition, when you gain a level in this class, you can choose one stratagem and replace it with another, just like you would spells. And unless otherwise noted, you can only use one stratagem on your turn. And creatures must be able to see or hear you to be targeted by your stratagems. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your charisma modifier, and you regain all of them at a long rest. 2nd level, you also get support action. Which just means you can use the bonus action to disengage or help. You can use bonus action to disengage or help or perform a weapon option, which that's really nice because the weapon options are going to be a lot of you're doing less damage and you're more affecting the world. And people, like hamstringing or tripping and things of that nature. But also getting to like disengage or help using the support action is kind of nice. All right. And of course, for your subclass, you're going to get stuff at 3rd, 7th, 11th, and 15th level. From your subclass, you get to choose between Bulwark, Herald, and Marshal. And then for your improvements, as normal, you get 4th, 8th, 12th, 16th, and 19th, increasing your ability scores or getting a talent. Gosh, I don't know why I always get so tired. Okay, your physical prowess has grown at 5th level, and you get multi-attack. It's just good. You're a martial character. It makes sense. Superior stratagems, you get all of your stratagems at the end of a short rest rather than a long rest, and you can also use your stratagems, specifically those that require you to take an action to perform. To do so, you must replace, backing up. In addition, you can now use your stratagems, specifically those that require an action to perform, when you take the attack action. To do so, you must replace one of the attacks granted by your multi-attack with the use of an eligible stratagem. So, hey, that multi-attack, now you can attack stratagem, and there you go. The Valiant Commander at 13th level applies that bonus to an ally, not to you. Ooh, interesting. Okay. And then 9th level, you get Manifold Tactic. You can now use 2 different stratagems on your turn rather than 1. I love that one. 1 sentence, nice and simple. You get to use 2. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. At 10th level, obviously, we get our heroic boon. We're hitting our capstones right here. This is the big one. Your commitment to the Vanguard's path grants you a powerful new ability. Choose one of the following. So you have 4 options here. Battle Standard, when initiative is rolled, and you can use your War Banner feature to place a banner within 5 feet of your starting position without without expending a use of your feature. You can't use this ability if you are surprised. Ooh. So you get to immediately just place down a 5-foot banner, a banner within 5 feet of you at the start of initiative. That's fun. Combat Ingenuity. Learn 2 additional stratagems of your choice. These don't count against your total stratagems known, and when you gain a level, you can choose to replace these stratagems as you would with any other. So essentially, you just get 2 more stratagems forever. Force of Personality. When you make an ability check with a skill, tool, or vehicle that you are proficient with, you can use your Charisma modifier to calculate the result instead of whatever you normally would. That's solid. That's really solid. That makes Charisma very powerful for the Vanguard. I mean, it was already very powerful, but that just gives another reason where you can get something out of the investment of having a high Charisma, right? If you've already gone through the effort of making Charisma a high stat for you, if you've already gone through the effort of investing all of this energy into Charisma, get some more stuff out of it. And I think that's a really nice... It's a really easy and effective way to get more out of Charisma without changing a bunch of stuff. And then finally, you could choose Unwavering Resolve, where when you roll an ability check or save to avoid becoming frightened or charmed, you can treat a roll of 9 or less as 10, and you gain the same benefits on checks made to end ongoing effects of the same type. Yeah. Gosh. Okay. Yeah. These are some good, solid support options for the Vanguard. That is a support class. So Valiant Commander at level 13 is basically going to update whatever it is that you chose in that Born Leader feature. So if you chose Authority, a friendly creature that starts within 5 feet of you is empowered by your authority. Until the end of its turn, each time that creature hits with a weapon attack, the weapon now deals proficiency bonus plus Charisma modifier in addition to whatever... in addition, whenever you make an intimidation check, you can't roll lower than a 10. Love that. Man, that authority move is really powerful. And then Community. Hey, guess what? A friendly creature that ends its turn within 5 feet of you gains a bonus equal to your proficiency bonus on all saves that it makes in its turn. In addition, whenever you make a persuasion skill, you can't get lower than a 10. Both very simple, and I love that they aren't just combats. I love that it's not just combat stuff, it is also affecting outside of combat as well with those skill checks. Battlefield Resolve. When you roll initiative and you have no uses of your stratagem, you gain a number of uses equal to half your charisma modifier. And in addition, when you roll a 20 on attack roll or save, you gain 1 expended use of your stratagem feature, just giving you some more ways to get some uses out of your stratagems. At level 17, your banner you create with your War Banner feature can now affect creatures within 30 feet instead of 15. And creatures within the banner's range no longer have to see the banner to be affected by it. I love that. And then level 18, your true strength lies in fighting beside your companions. You and your friendly companions have when you are within 5 feet of each other, you have +1 to attack rolls and saves for each space within 5 feet of you occupied by at least one friendly creature. So when you're all together, you're all getting bonuses just for being next to each other and fighting alongside each other. And that is what a tactician should be doing. And then finally, at level 20, you get Epic Boon. You get to choose between 3 of these. The Enduring Art, you can issue an unlimited number of stratagems on your turn, but you still must be able to expend the necessary uses of the feature to do so. So you can just be calling out stratagems left and right. Strategist Art. If you start your turn with no uses of your stratagems, you get the full charisma modifier recovery of them, and you can't do that again until you finish a long rest. Understandable. And whenever you or a friendly creature deal damage with an attack performed as part of a stratagem, the attack automatically deals the maximum possible damage. Maximum possible damage as a part of a stratagem. Still good, still really good, and damage dealt in this way ignores all damage resistances and immunity. You got that fire resistance, you got that fire immunity, but you still want to bring down the fires of heaven with a comet? You can still do that. And as a part of my Warlord art, I'm going to make sure it does all the damage possible. That's wild. I do love that. I mean, it's level 20, so it should be wild, right? That's kind of the whole deal. So, we're not going to look through all these stratagems because we do need to get to our subclass, but I do want to just take a quick look at these to get a sense of the vibe of them all. So, this section lists the stratagems available for Vanguards to learn, obviously. First of all, we have Bolster, which acts as a reaction. When a friendly creature that you can see is within 30 feet of you fails a save, you can allow that creature to re-roll that save and add your charisma modifier to the result, taking the new roll. Beautiful, nice and easy. Next, we have Charge. You designate one creature that you can see, and you move up to your speed in a straight line towards that creature. When you do so, any friendly creature within 15 feet of your starting position can use its reaction to also move up to its speed in a straight line towards that creature. Beautiful. Close ranks. You command allies to tighten their formation, and until the start of your next turn, friendly creatures within 15 feet of you are immune to critical hits and can't be forced to move against their will. You have the same benefits while at least one friendly creature is in range. So the stratagems are one-time use, right? Not a duration. Yeah, similar to the fighters, martial tactics or martial options. I'm pretty sure they're called, whatever they're called. Similar to that fighter's ability. These are just, you use it for action and then the effect happens and it's done. You can do it again, right? Because you have, this is just an ability that you have, a skill that you've honed. You can use the same one as many times as you have stratagems to use. But the effect, as far as the ones that I've read so far, have been kind of use and be done. Though it looks like there's rally here that looks like people might get temporary hit points, but it looks like those might last until they're gone. We shall see. Did it say anything about maybe stratagems? Yeah, it doesn't say how long they last, so I imagine they're mostly just kind of pretty quick uses. But that expends another use of stratagems. Yes, that would expend another use of it, exactly. Coordinated Strike, you make a single weapon attack, you add your charisma modifier to the damage. If the attack hits, you can direct one willing creature within 15 feet of the target to use its reaction to move up to 15 feet and make an attack, adding damage. So you can be getting multiple people, moving them around, very chessboard like. You get counter strike, you get flank position. All of these things are just helping you move people around the battlefield. You know, you get inspiring bellow, which gives heals people for your level plus your charisma modifier. You know, you get goading strike. This goading strike, I think, is a move from 4th edition, if I'm remembering correctly. You can make a single weapon attack against a target within 5 feet of you, adding your charisma modifier as a bonus to the attack roll. So again, doing some bonus, some giving yourself some. Sorry, not giving yourself. Wait, yes. I'm sorry. Giving yourself, boom, a little bit extra to hit this person, and if so, they have disadvantage on attacking anyone but you, basically marking them and making them want to hit you. Yeah, I think this is from 4th edition. I remember this move from 4th edition. Inspiring bellow. You target one creature within 30 feet of you. They regain hit points. Okay, cool. You allow up to 2 friendly creatures that can see or hear you to move up to half their speed without provoking opportunity attacks from creatures within 5 feet of you. Not them, 5 feet of you. So if you were like moving in to try to help someone and get them away, you can marching orders to get them moving back without them being attacked by opportunity. Now you have martial tactics, which allows one friendly creature within 30 feet of you to use its reaction to make a single weapon attack, or cast a cantrip, which could be the difference between someone dying and not. If you just want to do a quick martial tactic so someone can spare the dying, you know. Raise guard as a reaction. You can add your charisma modifier to some people's AC. You know, this is the vibe. This is the vibe, and I am vibing with it. I really do like this. This makes me want to play this class. This makes me want to play this class in like a very tactical kind of fun way. Now, we have 3 different subclasses here. There is the Bulwark, the Herald, and then the Marshal. The Marshal is the one we're going to be looking at. But these are just a quick look at here, right? Bulwark, this is our battlefield healer, right? This is using medicine and skills. This is here to help make sure that people don't die on the battlefield. That's the Bulwark's job. The Herald's job is they are the ones kind of stirring allies to victory and signals doom to enemies, right? This is the person calling out and affecting people, like changing sorry, what's the word I'm looking for? You're inspiring people. It's like buffing and debuffing. There we go. Buffing and debuffing both your allies and theirs, and your enemies. But what else? And then Marshall. This is the one we're actually going to be reading because this is the one that our good friend Brandon Blackwells is. So, marshals are considered by some to be the ultimate vanguards. They hone their martial and leadership skills to become beacons of authority on the battlefield that inspire undying loyalty in those they command. Those that choose this path inevitably leave their mark on history as knights of legend, ruthless conquerors, or brilliant generals. At 3rd level, you are getting inspiring leadership. When you use your stratagem feature, you can choose one friendly creature that can see and hear you, and that creature has advantage on the next attack roll that it makes on before the end of its turn. Hey, how's it going, Frozen Knight? Or Knight Frozen. The number of creatures that you can affect with this ability increases as you gain levels in the Vanguard class. You can choose 2 creatures when you reach 7th level, 3 at 11th, and 4 at 15th. Which, as you can see, going back to some of these stratagems, there are a lot of them that help move people around, and then they get to attack someone. And so basically what you're doing is giving them advantage. You can be like, okay, boom, I see you, I'm giving you advantage, now I'm moving you in, go attack. Or stay back here and attack while I move in, whatever that is, you know. At third level, you also get another potential use for the war banner, including the banner of coordination. You create a banner that helps allies coordinate their strikes, and friendly creature that starts its turn within the banner's range gains +1 bonus to attack rolls for each friendly creature currently within the banner's range. The more people that are tied together, the more people working together, the more they're going to be able to hit, and that's what I love. Name sealers. Yeah, no. Oh, Marshall's already, I'm really liking. It might be my fave. General's Gambit. When you are a friendly creature that you can see within 30 feet of you, fails an ability check, attack roll, or save, you can expend a die. You can expend one of your Vanguard hit dice and add that number to the check result, potentially turning a failure into a success. And I love that it's on you, right? Your friend needs help or you need help, and it's not like your charisma modifier, it's not your proficiency bonus. You have to give part of yourself to help make sure that that person's okay, because that is the burden of leadership. The stress itself will kill you. When you use this feature to modify multiple checks on the same round, you can't use this feature to modify the same check more than once. So I think it's safe to say that whenever you want your Vanguard, that you never want your Vanguard up front. They don't have consistent accuracy and they don't do a lot of damage, but they definitely bolster the party. I think the biggest thing with this is that they can only plant their banner within 5 feet of them, and like 15 feet away, it kind of just depends on the battlefield, right? Being able to affect people at 15 and then eventually 30 feet is good, but not if you're from the back, and like you're further away from everyone that is like you need to be affecting, But maybe I'm wrong. That's just my vibe on reading it. I would actually have to play to see. But the Constitution modifier also seems to definitely help a wee bit. We'll see. Comrade in Arms. Whenever you use your Inspiring Leadership feature to give at least one friendly creature advantage, you can also grant yourself advantage on the next attack roll you make before the end of that turn. You're both up there. You're both dealing damage. In addition, when your creature hits with an attack that has advantage from your Inspiring Leadership, the attack deals additional damage of the attack's type equal to proficiency bonus plus charisma modifier. The martial one is like, we're killing. We're here to kill. Like, I'm going to be up there. I think this is the one that is this one of any of them feels the most front line, right? I'm up here. I'm with you. We're next to each other. We're helping each other deal damage. We're helping. I'm going to help you do more damage. I'm going to make sure you're hitting people. I'm going to be using these stratagems to move people around this battlefield to take control. And then at 15th level, you are the Paragon of Resilience on the battlefield. When you start your turn below half hit points, but at least have 1 hit point, you regain a number of hit points equal to your proficiency bonus plus your Constitution modifier. Right, with the D12 and the con tanky, so hard to bring down, which is crucial. Yes, exactly. Like, it's tanky. You are supposed to be up there getting hit on, taking some damage, taking some blows, while also being able to make sure everyone else can stay up as well. These are some tanky boys. I like the Vanguard. I like the Vanguard a lot. Like I was saying, I love the Warlord from 4th edition, and this feels like that. This feels like This feels like a descendant of that. It wants you to keep in mind the positioning of people on the battlefield. It wants you to know when you need to leave a situation and when you need to join a situation. It gives you a lot of options for how you can use your banners and like how they become, and like the kind of effects that they have. The Vanguard is very, very solid, and these subclasses, at least the martial subclass, gives an image of a character that is incredibly competent on the battlefield, and like almost like you kind of want one at a certain point, right? Like certain campaigns, a Vanguard is going to be the difference between like a really, really long slog of a game and a long slog of a combat, and just having it be so easy for you, and having it be like not being worried about the how or if. It is just about a when are we going to succeed here and what it will take. Love the Vanguard. This is great. Brandon Blackrose, welcome to the Valiant 6. Glad to have you aboard. Heck yeah. Well, everybody, this one, gosh, so good, so good. All right, now back in the right body. Hello, Rose Knight. Welcome. Dang. Well, that one went a little bit quicker than I was expecting, but we are already past the hour. So, sadly, I think that is where we are going to have to call it this week. I know that, this one was kind of a surprise because I was supposed to be out of town this week, and then a blizzard happened, and I had to reschedule my flight. So, I'm glad I could still be here with you doing the Kobold Press thing and talking about Player's Guide 2. I hope you all are as excited to actually like get into a game and play the Vanguard like I am, because it's tactics are fun. Tactics are fun. Sometimes I want to look at a map, I want to look at a bunch of miniatures, and I want to go, how do I move these little pieces around in the most efficient and coolest way possible? And the Vanguard is just that, all wrapped up in a nice little bow. Yeah, the Warbanner necessitates you to be a part of the pile, so that does make them a target for AoE. Yeah, this isn't to come down on Vanguard. I do like it a lot, just trying to strategize. Yeah, no, understandable. Like, yeah, because then, again, it's not just about you. If you're going to be in the front lines, it's also your party's responsibility to make sure you don't die as well, because you are their support. You are there helping them. It's going to be, yeah. Glad I have you around. Thank you. When's the next KP live play? Ooh, I've been cooking this up. So, as you all know, Kobold Con is this... man, I didn't talk about Kobold Con. I should talk about Kobold Con. What am I doing? Yeah, okay. This is going to be the last thing we do before we head out, okay? Because this is important. This is so important for all of you to know. Because we have Kobold Con. Kobold Con, our yearly convention where we get together on Twitch and YouTube and in the Discord, and we hang out, we talk about TTRPGs, we talk about all of the cool new products coming out of Kobold Press, talking about the cool games that you get to play, and then we have a bunch of org play as well, as some live actual plays and cool panels. It's all of the fun of celebrating this amazing community around the time of Kobold Press's birthday. And we get to just hang out with all of you. You can go to the website now where you can find the schedule for Kobold Con already up and going. But if you do, look at this. This is so cool. So yes, please go to the site because you can see all of the new adventures that we're going to be doing for Kobold Con. So you see we're running Well of Shadows. We're running a little adventure from Night Hunters. We've got some stuff for Mossback Raiders and a Riverbank game as well. And you can head on over, sign up here on this on the website to play, so that you can. Yeah, you see, it's gonna bring you to this website. And you get to say, hey, what do you want to do? What games do you want to play? You can already see there's some people signing up. So if you're interested, go to the Kobold Con website. I accidentally closed out of that one. That wasn't what I was trying to do. I was trying to go back. But to answer your question, our next live play is going to be during Kobold Con on Saturday, March 28th. You'll see we are doing our live Kobolds at the table with Northlands, and getting into some fun of Viking shenanigans with some of my fellow Kobolds. So this one's going to be run by lead designer of Northlands, Brian Suskind, as well as some of our other Kobolds at the table who are going to be Northlanding it up with all of us then. And then on Sunday we are going to have a charity actual play to help benefit our charity that we're doing, where we are playing Riverbank live, and our friends, one of our Kobold Creates partners, Mage Hand High Five, will be running Riverbank for us as we're raising money for our chosen charity of choice. I don't know if we've already said it. Have we already said it? I think I can say it. It's Tabletop Alliance. I'm pretty sure I can say it. It's Tabletop Alliance. And I'm so excited. Like, we're like we're deep in Kobold Con planning right now. I'm flying out to Atlanta next week to film with Doc, because we're doing another Kobold showcase, because we got to tell you everything that's coming up. We got to tell you everything that's coming up. It's going to be so big. Been looking over what game to sign up for. It's a hard choice. It's a very hard choice. A lot of good games. So thank you for asking that, because I would have totally forgot to talk about Kobold Con, and that's fully on me. Thank you so much. Okay, with that out of the way, get on over here. Oh, it is so good to be around you, gang. It's so good to be playing these games and being able to talk about them with all of you. It's so much fun. You all make every Friday such a joy, and I can only hope to do the same for all of you. But we've reached our time. Yeah, gotta love a little Kendo and Dot team up. We're always bringing our bests. But yes. Thank you all so much for being here with me, talking about some of the cool stuff and preparing for Kobold Con. But until I see you all next week, when we have another Valiant 6 member being revealed, and I'm pretty sure it's my favorite of the new Valiant 6. I'm pretty sure it is. So, assuming that it is, I can't wait to talk to you all next week about Mako. Assuming it's Mako. Okay. Until I see you next time, don't forget to go out, be bold, be brave, be valiant. I hope you all have a good weekend and a great week up ahead. Yeah.